So I have a little bit of a shorter one today because I'm starting to like kind of run out of some rules here that I'm forgetting a little bit. But I talked a little bit about the curfew and how our curfews were 10 o'clock, I think. So you had to be back in the building by 10 o'clock. And before and after you would leave the building and the premises, there were devices at the front of the foyer that you had to sign in and out from. And when you were signing out of the building, you had to give a reason on why you were leaving the building. To an extent, I could see how this was the legitimate thing. You just want to make sure that your students are safe, and if something were to happen to them, you know where they're at, type of thing. But it was, you had to sign in and out on where you were going, and you had to say what you were doing while you were out, whether or not you were going to work or whatever. Next thing was on Saturdays and Sundays. So Saturdays you had bus visiting, and Sundays you had church, because it's a Bible college, so there's going to be church and bus visiting and all that. So Saturdays you had bus visiting, Sundays you had church, and they had this thing called a lockdown. I'm not even kidding. They would lock down the entire building so that you could not get in before the times that they said were okay. And if you were sick, you essentially had to call in as if it were a job. You would have to call in to the front desk and tell them, hey, I'm sick, I'm not going to be leaving, so that when they would do room checks, you wouldn't get caught inside your room. And if you were caught inside your room beyond the time of what lockdown was, then you would get fined. Literally, you would get fined. You had to do this for Sunday morning, and then for Sunday nights, you'd have to do it for Wednesday nights because you had church on Wednesday nights. And then you'd have to do it on Saturdays when you would go bus visiting. And if you weren't going bus visiting, you were going soul winning. Oh, you were required to be on a bus, and you were required to go bus visiting and work on the bus for their church, even though they have plenty of their own members who could be on this bus. And to be completely honest, the only people that they had working on their buses that were their people were typically the bus drivers, and that was pretty much it, because college students were also the bus captains and the bus workers. We were also majority of the soul winners. They had certain of their people who were set people that you could be a soul winning partner to, but you also had to be a certain set of people to be soul winners instead of the bus visiting people. And if you went bus visiting, you very rarely had time to actually go soul winning, so then you couldn't do the soul winning because you were too busy bus visiting. The bus route that I was on, so here was our send out town, essentially. My town that I went and visited was literally 45 minutes away, so majority of our time bus visiting was literally just driving out there. We'd bus visit our small little bus route that we had, and then we would have to turn around, and then majority of the time was going back. I think that's all I have for right now. The more I think about them, the more I can make more videos, but I'm starting to run out of them. So if you have any more questions or you need elaboration on some, go ahead and comment and I can answer your questions.